Nobody likes your pillow, Allie.
Oh,
I thought it said joy to the little drugs.
First of all, that is so
joy
rude.
to the little drugs. I'm sorry. Not the little things. I need better glasses.
God.
That is so rude.
Rude.
One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine these props with other bets from the same game to score an even bigger payout. It's called a same game parlay bet, and you can only find them on FanDuel. Same game parlay is just one of the reasons I bet with FanDuel. It's easy to register, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet, easy to place your bet fast during a game if you see a trend you like. And the best part, when you win, FanDuel pays your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today to create a same-game parlay and use promo code ROADTRIPPIN at sign-up. New users get their first bet risk-free up to $1,000. FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win. That is promo code ROADTRIPPIN so they know I sent you. Disclaimer, 21 years and older and present in Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado, 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa, 1-800-9-WITH-IT, Indiana, 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan, 1-800-GAMBLER, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia, Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee, or visit www.1800gambler.net for West Virginia.
What are we talking about today, Allie? Don't tell me.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Cheers. We're there. Welcome to this.
Allie, just water, huh?
I told you I'm already blitzed. Welcome to this edition of Road Trippin, presented by FanDuel. I'm your host,
You sponsored by Blitz?
alongside
Is that a free
Getting
shirt?
Fry, Richard Jefferson. Let's just get there. To be honest, this shirt is a good friend of mine, her boutique. Her name is Gabby Matthias. Her husband actually had a stint with the Sixers, plays in the league, was with the Dallas G League. Thibault?
No, what's his name? Matthias. I know that name.
Dakota Matthias.
Do you say Matisse Thibault?
Right. Close though. No, her boutique.
Oh
her
my
boutique
God.
is Dawson and Daisy. It's amazing, and this is one of the t-shirts because they both went to Purdue, so it's like a tailgate t-shirt. So like I posted on Instagram that BTFU, which kind of is like close to you guys with Bear the
Fuck
down, or well, that was
We only say that for basketball season now because football season makes me want to do this more and more.
Exactly. Drink. So anyways, shop Dawson and Daisy. Oh, nice little shout out to you, Gabby, because your boutique.
You got a free t-shirt? I like free shit.
I like free stuff.
So no, I am not drinking. You are drinking. And you've got a Goonies t-shirt on.
Shout out Cannon Beach, Oregon, where Goonies was filmed.
What do you? Oh, Soho, repping Soho. What a morning it was for Soho, by the way.
What does that mean?
The Lakers went and took a class at Soho.
Oh, the Lakers took a yoga class. You guys are so cool. I can't wait to just ship mad line to the Lakers.
Honestly,
I completely undo everything.
There was so much funny stuff that happened this.
How many people farted in class?
No. It wasn't. It was just. Honestly, it was just good to see. The same type of team stuff that we used to do still being done and pushed and forced, right? Like in the most like, yo, this is what it's going to take type way. Like it takes us to go do yoga at 1 o'clock together, or at 10 o'clock together before we got to go to do practice. The more stuff. And so when people talk about, chemistry and this and that, and it's like, look, they're going to fight actively, just like how every day you go in the gym and shoot, every day you go in there and lift, every day you have to do things to work on your team chemistry if that's something that you're trying to improve. So that's the cool thing. And to see that makes you kind of almost miss playing.
And obviously you're a business owner and you own Soho. So I think it's awesome for you on that side because Soho has been great.
They got in there for free. You know how much money he just lost today?
With that said, Channing, you'll find this funny because Rich, you already know where I'm about to go with this. And because both of you know LeBron, and when it comes to these things, I will ask you if he ever did this to you guys, because Channing, we're sitting there in Soho and I'm back on the stairs and everyone's kind of trickling in towards the front. And all of a sudden I see some of the younger guys for the Lakers, or the new ones, if you will, some of the Exhibit 10 players. You had Kendrick Nunn, you had Rajon Rondo kind of walking in as well. Now, Rondo, of course, has taken yoga before, so he understands the drill. But they all show up in just their sweats. Like they were just gonna lay down on their mat and just yen out. Yeah, they didn't know that it was 100 degrees, that it was an actual workout in class. And what did Braun tell them, Richard? And you guys all busted up laughing.
Drink water.
All it was, we got a yoga class, but you just need to drink water.
Because we were like, the guys were like, yo, is it hot in there? We're going in there. He's like, and Rondo was like, yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, like he did tell y'all to drink water. And I was like, that's not a setup. That's not a good example.
And one of the guys walks out to go get water. He was like, oh my God, I got to drink water. Like what?
Yeah, it was, and it was such, and you look, sometimes when you have like the younger players or guys that, you know, are newer, you know, they're a little bit, you know, they're just trying, everyone's trying to, you're trying to figure everything out. You're just trying to like figure everything out. And now all of a sudden you're going to a yoga studio on a random day and you're like, wait, what is this? And so it's kind of funny to see that.
And my point was, has Braun ever set you guys up to where he didn't fully tell you what you were about to get involved in? Or were you
dinners were like, a normal dinner is an hour and a half, not 6.
Yeah.
A 6 fucking hour dinner. It's like watching all the Godfathers for dinner.
He used to get so annoyed with me and Channing because like we would just not show up to like the 900 dinners. We would only go to like 750 of them, and he would be annoyed.
Where y'all at? What do you mean?
Where you guys? Like, damn, we just went to dinner like 8 nights in a row. Like, God. And it's like
nothing more to talk to you about. I see you 16 hours a day. I'm not interested.
And he just wants to hang out and like watch movies or watch, you know, or watch games. You know, and it didn't matter what sport it was. He was like, we got Monday Night Football. We got, hey guys, we're watching. Cornhole. They're like, dude, like we're watching everything together. And but it's just funny, man, because it's like that's just him. But yeah, no, me and Channing he used to get annoyed with me and Channing because we would either not show up or we would just like Irish exit them and just
like, I didn't know you guys did
right back. But that was like 2 hours into dinner. Like, oh, we got to go meet our friends because
who's your friend? They're like, Channing, we know it's not you. We know all your friends.
Who's your friend? Who y'all really be lying? We like
Channing, all your friends like free dinners. So come on, bring them here. Yo. I have walked out of so I took a lot of yoga classes, and I would say this: y'all got maybe the best teacher.
Hang on, what is that? Oh, there it is.
I didn't get that.
I will say, I've been in a class in shorts and a t-shirt. You know, summertime, your boy got an extra 5 on him. You know what I'm saying? Abs ain't popping that much. Halfway through the mat, it was like,
oh,
yo. And I had a towel for my body, and I'm putting my arms out like this, and it's just like a raindrop, like sweat just dripping.
Yeah.
One time I went there a little hungover thinking, you know what? This is good. Let me sweat it out. Ooh. No, it ain't that type of, it's not the sauna, motherfuckers. Get ready. Hey, 30 minutes in, I looked around. I say, you know what? My pride left with me. I was outside. They were like, you all right, Jenny?
That was the last class you went to, and I was in there.
Yeah, ever. Hey, your boy was like hurt, you know, because it's such a good class. I'm like, hey, can you thug this out? And my body said, listen, you got about 2 more seconds before we shut all, like, you know how your phone, when it gets too hot, it just says temperature overload? That motherfucker, my whole body was about to be temperature overload. I said, I got to get it. Every time she opened the door, I said,
I describe that moment when the door opens, like when you're a baby coming out of the womb for the first time. I am not kidding. That is unnecessary.
I don't recall
Allie,
that moment.
I don't
Allie, you have one of
know
the
if
best.
that's
You have
the
one of the
right-
best memories.
If that's
one
what
of the
it,
best
I
memories of
don't
all time.
know.
if there's something to like,
So
compare it
popping
to,
out
I
the
imagine
coochie
that's
is the same as opening up the door. And
okay,
hot
goodbye. Okay, goodbye. Richard, if you needed a commercial for Soho Yoga, there you go. We just talked about it for about 10 minutes. Your instructors are amazing. Today was great. With that said, moving on. Let's talk about the NBA. This isn't going to be a very long podcast because we're just going to, like our girl Allie Love says, when it comes to 30 minutes, we hit it, quit it, say we did it. And that's what we're going to do with this podcast.
How you talk to people, Allie Love?
Yeah. For a 30-minute class.
time?
Shout out. Hit it, quit it, say we did it.
You talking about big poofs?
She's amazing. Next week, we're going to have a reigning NBA champion on. That's on the schedule.
Who's this? Wait, what day is this?
Guess we'll have to find out. Chris Middleton, though. There you go. All right, let's talk about the NBA. Media day happened, training camp happened. Neither of you two were doing any kind of work.
No. What do you mean? I'm in the wine game, girl.
So that means you guys were paying attention to all the interviews from the comfort of your home.
I wasn't doing anything. I was trying to negotiate a contract.
Allie, nobody cared about damn media day. People still think they got a chance to play. Guess what? First 25 games is going to be 9 people who play. The next 50 is going to be 8. Stop it.
No,
Richard,
not the next. The first 25, it's like
10.
It's
10 people play.
No. And then the next 50 are 12. And then the middle of the bullshit. And then the last, I don't even know how many more fucking games are left it goes to like 8 and then 6.
You guys love media day. Just stop it. Is Ben Simmons going to land on a team?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I'll say this. I respect him for not even going to Philly, then going and being a distraction. Like, he's a distraction, obviously, because they're trying to like reconcile everything and do this. He's not there. Leave him alone. Stop talking about him. Right? Just leave it alone. He's not coming back. He don't care. He already got enough money to say, fuck you. And so with that is trade him. And hey, he would have been
it's not his job. I loved it. I loved it when you say it's not my job to help raise my value for you guys to get traded. Fuck you guys. He's like, my job is just to like sit here and wait for you guys to trade me. You said you were going to trade me, everybody, but now my value's too low. And so you're not happy with what you're getting in return. That's your fault. That ain't my risk. I don't need to go out there and risk injury to raise my value to get traded from your organization to help y'all out. Yeah.
Dude, I'm saying people would have blamed him. Let's say he came like James Harden. No offense to James Harden. Let's say he came like James Harden. He came out of shape, right? Yeah. Oh, well, he's out of shape and he's doing this and he's doing that. Don't show up.
Yeah.
If you're Ben Simmons, hey, out of sight, out of mind. I'm not a distraction to the team. You're getting the right players are playing. I don't plan on playing there.
Yeah.
We already had a deal.
Uncle Channing.
What up, boy?
Say hi.
I see you got your little lineup. Got your little haircut.
Yeah, he's gone. All right, now go upstairs.
With that said, I guess it seems like there has to be more to this story when you have teammates that are willing to fly out to you and you say, no, don't come.
Stop.
Well, but again, like, it's my thing about this. Yeah, teammates, all of that stuff, that's fine. But like, this is the stuff that should have been done. And at this point in time, if this individual has made up his mind and this individual said it, anything else that you try and do when a person has made up their mind is only going to further piss them off and make them less likely to. He's like, look, this is what it is. I'm telling you, I'm not coming. I don't care the media. I don't care the fines. I don't care who's flying out here. I'm communicating to you. There's nothing you can do. So if a week later, somebody's like, look, we're just hoping he changes his mind. He should be madder when he hears that. It's like, so you're not respecting what I say.
Of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid out to dinner? Have you ever seen them kicking it?
I don't know.
Heard of those two? Richard,
we don't know. We don't know. They've been teammates for like 5 years. There's definitely things of
5 years and not Richard. Ben Simmons, would you not agree? For the young under 25-year-olds, is top 10.
Yeah, 100%. People are disrespecting.
We've seen We've seen Ben Simmons with almost everyone doing his thing out and about. There's never been a time that goes, oh man, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are like the greatest teammates. Now, after he says I'm ready to go, you want to fly out there for what?
Because Joel Embiid also knows it behooves him to make up with Ben Simmons to raise his value, because then he'll be playing with better teammates. That's why it comes across as even more fake.
Right. I think we're saying the same thing. It seems ingenuous. Disingenuous.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. I love playing with Ben. I want Ben to come here. So Ben can come here. He can play great, and then you can get better teammates. Not because you want Ben to actually be on the team, not because you want to play with Ben. You just want Ben to come so that he can help be traded. So even Ben should look at that as a very disingenuous way and be like, fuck you guys.
Okay, and with that said, Ben is ultimately going to land on a team, and then we're all going to hear about it because obviously he will have a chance to speak and say what he feels. With that said, when you look at the league right now, before we move on from Ben Simmons, because it is a hot topic, where do you think he will land? Where do you think he should land? What looks good for Ben? No, really?
No, I really don't. Because
you have no idea, or
I have no idea, because Ben is a great player, and there's some teams that would be like great if Sacramento could get Ben Simmons without giving up De'Aaron Fox. Literally, you can give up. But I'm saying if you could do it without giving up De'Aaron Fox, because if not, you're just swapping one situation for another, right?
Okay.
I'll let you finish, and I'll say De'Aaron Fox's ceiling, you would hope, could be higher than Ben's with the way he's going. So maybe De'Aaron Fox can continue getting to the spot where he's an all-star guard. He's only like 22 years old, 23 years old. So that's kind of, in my opinion, where it's like, if we can give up everybody else, the 9th pick, Marvin Bagley, give up Tyrese Halliburton, who was just all rookie team. If we can give those pieces up and get Ben, then I think Ben and then you're starting with a great backcourt.
If I'm the GM, I look over my hill at Sacramento, and I look at the teams that are going to be good for the next, not just the next 2 years, the next 5 years. And those teams have big guards, right? Those teams have big guards. And the team that is going to be the most dangerous in 5 to 6 years is the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns. Those are big guards. And no offense to De'Aaron Fox is not guarding any one of those guys. Is he amazing? Yeah. Yes. If I have a guy who is a pass first guard, all first team defense, all he has to do is have confidence and shoot the ball a little bit, I get fine.
But he doesn't have confidence. He doesn't have confidence, and he's not going to shoot. And correct. So it's like, at this point,
I'll take my chances.
Our expectations of him are not his responsibility. They're not.
I would, so on my team, if I'm the Kings, give me Ben Simmons over De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox, one of my favorite players in the Western Conference. Listen, in the Western
I agree. We're going to agree to disagree. That's all.
I think Ben Simmons moves the needle for any team from 10 to 7 instead of the Eastern Conference.
I don't.
There's too many three. Well, listen, Ben Simmons.
I don't disagree with you that currently, right now, constructed, Ben Simmons is a better player than De'Aaron Fox. We agree on that. I'm not like De'Aaron is on his way. Ben is
very
somewhat.
Much so. Yes, very much.
Like he's
We're
there.
not talking about De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is the man.
Yeah,
he just isn't an all-star. He's not first team defense.
He hasn't got anybody's getting there. Like,
yes, he
De'Aaron
is.
Fox could be a 10. If you told me today that De'Aaron Fox was going to progress and was a 10-time all-star, I could be like, I could see it. Yeah,
very much so.
Okay, fine. But I just don't know if for the Sacramento Kings to just swap those two players, it just is like that's just tough to do for them, because you have a young guy. You don't know who might be committed to the organization that wants to be in Sacramento. You don't know if Ben Simmons wants to be there. You don't I'm just saying, so like just
it's closer to Malibu.
Yeah, it's true, where he's going to spend he's going to have a lot of early summers unless he starts to figure out or gets to a lucky team. But sometimes you can wait on injuries, you can wait on some bullshit. I don't mean that in a negative sense, but like if somebody gets injured, you're like, hey, like we need some help. So
right.
Allie, no idea.
So we have no idea.
She's
right,
like, all that to say no idea. We just talk.
It's a good conversation though, because I think a lot of people are in the same boat. I mean, I just had a girl that we work with is a huge Philly fan of all sports. And Christy Sergio, she asked me the other day, she literally was like, Allie, do you think he's going to land on a team? Like, yeah, he's going to land somewhere. But I think we also have to remember, and I know they're not the same caliber team or player, but Rich Paul, as his agent, is going to make sure that he does everything in his power to get his guy where he wants to be. We saw it with Tristan.
Yeah, Rich Paul is too strong. Rich is too strong.
Yeah. Okay, what teams are we looking at? Let's start with your sleeper team.
To win or just be the most exciting? How did your camera? Oh Lord,
I'm losing today. Keep fine. I said I'm blitzed. Keep going. You're good. Keep going.
Many times we're mentioning blitz. We better get a fucking shitload of t-shirts.
I want a t-shirt.
I feel like I recovered really well there.
I do not want a crop top either.
Oh, it is crop. Your sleeper team.
So what is it? What is the sleeper team? What does that mean?
Your team that maybe, for instance, in our most recent podcast with Jalen Suggs, you guys got a bunch of shit for the way in which you spoke about the Magic. So a team that maybe isn't expected to,
the Magic
to perform. You had the Phoenix Suns, who went from not even making the playoffs in over a decade to being the number.
The Charlotte Hornets.
The two teams that I picked last year, and one of them exceeded even my statement. I thought that Chris Paul was going to have a great effect there in Phoenix, but they exceeded that. I wasn't saying anything like this. I just thought they would make the postseason for the first time. The next one, with the weird things Channing is doing, was the Washington Wizards, and they got off to a dog shit start. But they fought back. Like Russell, the way he finished,
it was a great
all
year.
Their stuff. I was like, I'm surprised, because I just thought Russell was that dude that he was going to get, and ultimately he did get it there. This year, I still like the Hornets. That's going. Melo's going to have to make a big jump. They're going to need big jump from within, because they play a great brand of team basketball, but we know stars win in this league. So unless Melo continues rising to be a star, I think they're going to be right there around the 8, because if one injury, one thing, if you're like a cohesive 8-man unit, missing one of those limbs hurts you more than most.
Think about how much Gordon Hayward was hurt though last year. He was hurt.
I agree,
so
but and G's my guy, but we gotta say that just G might only be able to play 65 games a year. And that hurts me to say that about my boy. That's my dude. But
when's the last time you
resting?
Called him? That's your guy. When's the last time you called him?
Oh, I don't know. Probably during the pandemic. He came. We did an Instagram.
We're still in the pandemic, Richard.
Well, it was exactly. So it wasn't pre-pandemic. I think I might have texted him after he had another kid. I think he just had a baby boy.
His seventh girl?
And his boy's 9 now.
Oh.
Yeah. So no, but I think guys like that just make it tough. So I think they're still going to be the right spot. There is the sleeper team. I think is going to be Milwaukee. That's my sleeper. I know that catches you off guard.
Wait, I need your definition of sleeper as it pertains to the defending champions.
I think that so many people believe that because of injuries, which did contribute to, I think, some of their success, that we all agree, I think injuries contributed to some of their opportunities and success, but I think that they are going to exceed what people think with everyone healthy. I think everyone's going to be healthy, and they're still going to play better than what people think. They're I think they could finish number
you're
one,
actually
even with
respecting them.
Yeah, 100%. I think they're going to exceed expectations.
Richard, I think they're quoted to be second in the East, Richard.
Yeah, I think they're going to exceed expectations. I think they're going to finish first. What you got to say about that?
No way.
See, that's exceeding expectations.
Well, I think right now there's a lot to be said about why you feel that way. as it pertains to the injuries from last season and what's going on with the team that everyone thinks should probably finish first in the East. Am I right? Is that why you've got kind of a smirk underneath?
No, I'm merely saying is that, like, I think the Brooklyn Nets are super, super talented, but I think they're still figuring things out. LaMarcus Aldridge, they got a lot of stuff they're going to figure out. And that means that one team might win 61 games and one team might win 59. People, let's not make it seem, but I just do think that the Milwaukee Bucks, when you're we were a better team in 2017 than we were in 2016, Channing. And you know that. We were a better team than we were because the confidence, the focus, the ability to turn it on, the ability and that confidence that you just fucking know it. And so everyone just assumes that Brooklyn's going to run away with it and they're going to steamroll through and the Lakers are going to steamroll through and those are going to be the two teams. That's very rare. Like when you had LeBron James and when you had, you know, those Steph Curry Warriors and all that stuff, you knew they were going to meet in the finals as long as no one got injured. Right?
Okay.
Like, I just think that the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be like, I think people are going to have them at some point in time in the season, 20 games in, people are going to be like, oh, I think the Milwaukee Bucks could be the favorite to win the championship again.
Channing.
So Western Conference, I have the Indiana Pacers.
That they're not in the West.
Oh, the Eastern Conference. Sorry, my bad. The other West. If
The
you
other
keep
West.
going
They're the
West,
they're
you're going
the
to get
West,
to Indiana.
They're the easternmost Western state.
Exactly.
If you
And
keep
then-
going west, you're gonna get to Indiana. That's the line. That's the line.
And then I think, to be honest, like just looking at this, I think this is going to sound weird. And I'll say this. I'm going to say Utah. Utah obviously is number one. Here's why.
What's weird about it though?
Utah is the biggest blue ball team in the NBA. Like they'll be number one all year, and then they ain't winning shit in the playoffs. Like they get beat you're like, this team has a chance to win oh God, they're out. You're like, damn it. Just like
They look good.
Their team is so good. How do you have 2 6-man of the year? Defensive player of the year, coach of the year, like an MVP.
I don't like it when people try and disrespect my boy Rudy, man. Rudy, when they're talking about Rudy and they're like, oh, he got exposed. I'm like, dude, like at some point in time, everyone gets exposed if you don't win a championship. So then like there were some things, and on top of it, it took like absurd shooting from the Clippers, like over the top of the Clippers. Yeah, but
every year
I'm just talking about in this most recent of series. Like
every year somebody shoots absurdly. The scouting report ain't correct.
Yeah, but as much as we're giving everyone else a pass for the injuries that they had to deal with, I mean, Donovan Mitchell.
They were the healthiest team in the NBA next to the Suns.
But
not when it came to the
Donovan
playoffs.
Mitchell and then they
maybe you shouldn't won the regular season. Maybe you should have rested motherfuckers instead of winning the regular season. Congrats.
What is wrong
I know
with you?
something's wrong with me. It's the but no, I like that team. It's like there are 4 teams that make me furious because they have what you would say all the pieces. They have talent, they have coaching, they have defense, they have physicality, right? They have length, they have basketball smarts, and they got hoopers. And it's just like, at what point do we hold them accountable as we do the rest of these teams? We don't. Like they lose, we go, oh, well, they lost. Okay, Denver, hey, oh, Denver lost. Well, they're missing Jamal Murray. It's like Philly, they lost. It's all Ben Simmons' fault. No, it's the whole team's fault.
Okay, so who are the other 3 teams that make you mad?
That's Indiana last year. Indiana's team is nice, but they got decimated with injuries. I feel like when you have a
Washington Wizards piss me off.
No. When you look at the
Washington Wizards
roster,
piss
they
me
are
off.
missing. They have big holes. And defensively, they don't have that dog on their team.
Let me say this: if there was one, there's two. The two. If I could sit in with one GM and just like,
Blazers,
okay,
God
just
damn,
tell me. Okay, look, I won't tell anybody. I will take this to my grave. Tell me what the fuck your plan is with Bradley Beal, or what your just thought process is, because no one can figure it out. No one can figure it out. It's like your team is dog shit, but Bradley Beal is very, very talented. very talented, and he has value.
Beal's a
And he
top
has
15
value.
best player in the NBA.
But as long as he stays on your team is going to win just enough games to stop you from drafting number 2 or number 1. You're going to draft 7, 8. So you're not even valuing those picks
More
that
like
you're
14,
getting.
but
And
that's
if you traded him and got great quality assets, you could get the number 1 pick and like a top 5 pick and more stuff, and then start building a good team. Right now, you don't have a good team. Bradley Beal can do all the things.
Can you put Ben Simmons next to him?
No, yes.
1, and then 2, does he have the time to wait to build like you're talking about, Richard? Bradley Beal?
I'm Bradley Beal. They should trade him
because
get
they
a bunch
don't
of
have the time.
yeah. It's like look at New Orleans. Now New Orleans has underachieved. That's why Stan got let go. And people are talking about right now, they're questioning Griff because it's the 3rd coach in 3 years with Zion. But at the end of the day, they got Zion Williamson because they got fortunate in the draft. Then they got Brandon Ingram. They got Lonzo Ball. They got a lot of different young talent to let's start building. Well,
Lonzo Ball's gone, by the way.
I'm saying they got this in return. Now, what they did with those assets can all be questioned. But give me that as an asset versus just having, Anthony Davis and just okay players around him. Let me try and build a team very similar to what you're talking about in Charlotte. So I don't know what they're doing, and I don't know what the Cavs, my loving.
Oh,
Cavs,
dude, what?
I didn't know what they're doing.
What the Cavs are doing?
I don't.
Except with Kevin.
Except with Kevin. That's what I'm saying. It was like, what? Okay,
you gotta let my people
let
go.
Let me know what you guys are doing, and I think this goes on Kevin's side too. Kevin might have to be the person. He doesn't need to go Ben Simmons, but he needs to go in and say, it's like, we got to resolve this, or else I'm just going to sit here. And then I still think that Kevin has 2 to 3 more years of being able to be a contributor on a high-level championship team, in my opinion.
Absolutely right. I think you're right.
He's got 2 or 3 years max left. If Kevin, in my opinion, if Kevin got bought out and went to either the Lakers or the Nets, I think that would be a deciding factor. His shooting with the Lakers would be a stretch 4, would be fucking crazy. Or if you go to the Nets and added even more firepower to their offense and his ability to play inside outside, that would tip the scale.
He would be nasty on the Suns.
Yeah,
nasty.
Nasty. I just think Kevin has so much value right now to see him waste a year, right?
But he's also said, and you guys know him very well, obviously, and we know how Kevin is in terms of like his name. He's already said that he doesn't want to leave Cleveland. He made that statement, if you will.
When did he say that?
That came out like a month ago when there were reports about him being in
when they signed
buyout situation.
When they signed Evan Mobley, when they signed
with that said,
Jared Allen to $100 million.
Yeah, will Kevin do that? If you think that's what it's going to take, Kevin going in and saying, "I want to be like," will he do it?
This is what I
say. This, Richard. Let me say this one thing. One second. Kevin has an opportunity to be a Hall of Famer, and that's the honest truth. He cannot be a Hall of Famer on a team that's rebuilding around 19 and 20 and 21-year-olds. That's a fact. So Kevin, as my brother, as a best friend, needs to figure out how much that's going to cost to millions, because that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah, so that's the trade-off.
Kevin goes to the Lakers, to the Suns, to the Miami, to the
Maybe
Nets.
He wins 2 more championships.
What? Stop.
No, so maybe he wins 2 more championships.
Yes, I'm saying he goes to the Hall of Fame. So he's an NBA champion. He's a 7-time All-Star. He's made his money. He lives where he lives. He's part of Chosen Family Wise. Like, you can't get any better than that.
Yeah, that's true. That's where I'm like, dude, he's got 2 or 3 more years to be a contributor on those types of teams, right? And then look, Father Time starts kicking in. He don't got much time left. He's 30. He's 30 on the other side of 30. Like, this is just the reality and the truth of the situation. And this is the same thing that, just like, the Cavs need to go to him and say, you still have value. I think we believe that you have value, right? But or if you're just going, we're going to try and trade you, but his contract is so high at this point in time, and he's been injured a couple of times and been on rebuilding teams. So his value is like Ben Simmons. Let him go. Like, you're not going to have Evan Mobley, Lauri Markkanen, and Jared Allen and all these guys really, like, they can benefit from his knowledge, but that's not what Kevin's there for. to like just sit there and mentor, not when you're
They need
still
a
at the
Channing
end
for
of your
that.
prime.
One of the things I love about betting my favorite sports is that I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine these props with other bets from the same game to score an even bigger payout. It's called a same game parlay bet, and you can only find them on FanDuel. Same game parlay is just one of the reasons I bet with FanDuel. It's easy to register, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet, easy to place your bet fast during a game if you see a trend you like. And the best part, when you win, FanDuel pays your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today to create a same-game parlay and use promo code ROADTRIPPIN at sign-up. New users get their first bet risk-free up to $1,000. FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win. That is promo code ROADTRIPPIN so they know I sent you. Disclaimer, 21 years and older and present in Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado, 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa, 1-800-9-WITH-IT, Indiana, 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help in Michigan, 1-800-GAMBLER, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia, Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789 in Tennessee, or visit www.1800gambler.net for West Virginia.
This episode of Road Trippin' is brought to you by Bourbon Time. Even if you don't have a traditional 9-to-5 schedule, there is no denying that this past year has changed the way that work and rest intersect. Without a designated office to come home from, we're missing that natural break in our days. Our friends at Jim Beam recognize this phenomenon and they want to help us out. Beat the burnout and start blocking off the hour of 6 to 7 p.m. as your me time, where you can do what you love for you and only you. And what better way to spend my me time than with my feet up, enjoying a nice smooth glass of Jim Beam. So let's make the idea of Bourbon Time a reality. Join me in reclaiming 6 to 7 p.m. as the happiest hour so you can do whatever it is that makes you happy. And if that involves a glass of bourbon, remember to drink Jim Beam responsibly. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, copyright 2021, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky.
Who is your league MVP?
Well, here's what I'll say.
Ooh, that's a good
What's
one.
the difference between Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal?
I will fucking break this laptop right in front of you. There's a huge
Not in
difference.
not in game sense, in team sense, right?
What do you mean?
Do the
could they win
Blazers
the
have a
MVP?
chance to win a championship?
Not with this current constructed
Okay,
roster.
so
No.
is Damian Lillard a top 10 player in the NBA?
I believe so. Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
same here. So Bradley Beal is the Damian Lillard of the East. Where they're like, we give you this big contract, we love what you do for our culture, you give us a chance to win, but yet we're not better than I bet you the Blazers end up third in the regular season. They'll lose to Denver, the Lakers, or Utah in the playoffs.
Wait, where are we going with this conversation?
So here's what I'll say.
I don't know.
Damian Lillard, I think will
MVP?
win MVP this year. I love their new system. I think the ball is they're not going to be last in the league in assists. And with as much shooting as they have, they will be, because Damian Lillard will have to do so much more. There'll be so much more.
That man cannot do any more than what he is doing, and that is why we
more.
applaud.
He's gonna have to do
That
more.
That is why.
Remember
we
that Kobe
applaud
commercial?
him.
How much more?
He
More.
had what do you have? 63 times 2 seasons ago. This man is absurd.
More.
It's crazy.
More.
You know what?
I like his MVP chance. About $1,000. I bet on it right now.
I'll give you a random thing. I wonder if Trey Young can make first team All NBA.
Oh,
But
first
not
team?
MVP.
But no, not
team
MVP.
All NBA?
Yeah.
Where is your
Think about
whiskey
it.
and coke?
This is what I'm saying. If Trey Young plays like 90% of what he did in the postseason, what he did in the post. Now doing it over the long stretch of the season is very difficult, but they got their guys back. You know, he's got some rest. If he's able to bring that confidence, and because you could see he was figuring the game out. It wasn't that he was just hot. He was figuring out the game, and that's when it gets scary for guys.
Makes it very simple.
Yes. And when guys start
at the beginning,
when you start to figure out this is my lane, oh, this is what I do. It's like once you start to figure it out, and that's what it looked like more than he was hot and he was killing it. It looked like, the game's starting to really slow down.
Only 23?
For 3, hang on.
He's not the best 5 player in the NBA.
I'm just saying.
No way.
I'm just
for
saying.
3 series in a row, though, you can't just say he got hot.
Yeah, agreed. I'm saying it wasn't that
series in a row is a lot different. So I would actually argue that if he wasn't a first team player, not to say it's a failure, but it's like almost like what?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, wait, we're gonna look at Trey Young very differently, at least personally.
First team's different than MVP.
Yeah, first team's, but that's what I'm saying. This is real. This is like, I don't know, MVP, whatever. We can say all the dumb names. Let's talk about this. I think this is a better story if he can make first team, because when the game slows down, like I do believe it does for Luka, like it does for KD, like it does for Kyrie and Bron, like there's like 9 people in the world, Jokic, and I know I'm missing people, but these are the guys, Steph, the game just goes to a fucking halt for them, and they're playing a different game. And I think Trey Young had all the talent, but when you dominated those 3 series against those 3 teams, it was more of like, holy shit, like he's figured this out. Like he's started to like just everything about it. So now you're like, okay, if he can play at that level for a season, that means they're going to finish second. That means he's going to be like averaging 28 and 11. That means like he's going to hit multiple game winners. That means all of a sudden that motherfucker looks like first team. Like maybe he doesn't get it, but like there's a conversation. Is he a first team NBA?
Here's what I'll say. The 2 biggest additions, or what there were 2 biggest factors last year, and I had to watch a shitload of the Hawks. And I used to hate on the Hawks because I used to said he's too talented to be that bad. All of a sudden, they got Nate McMillan. Trey Young's scoring and assists started to affect wins. They started to play defense. They started to value the ball. I couldn't hate anymore. So I was actually like, damn, like this team is fun to watch. They're playing good basketball. The 2 biggest factors that I felt like changed them was 1, Nate McMillan, right? Nate McMillan
your boy.
Well, that was 12 years ago.
You were on the outside of the rotation when Nate McMillan was making decisions.
Well,
fair.
Yes. The biggest thing was Nate McMillan goes, you're a scorer, you're a rebounder, you're a shooter. We run these 5 plays. When they do this, you do this. When they do that, you do this. So it makes the game go, oh shit, okay. Even when I went in there with when LaMarcus was hurt, it was like, hey, Brandon, Channing, what plays you want to run? 1-4 elbow low, right? Where I would set a screen, you get a switch. If not, I get that little dump pass. If they show blah, blah, blah. I still know it to this day. That was our play. If they didn't stop it, we're just going to run that to them. The second thing that people don't take into account, which is a lot, contract year. John Collins and him both got upwards of like 150 and $200 million.
Yeah.
The pressure of him in his mind thinking, I have to live up to this at the beginning, because you have to have a great year. Remember, Luka had 6 bad games at the beginning of the year, but had an MVP season.
Yeah.
Right? If he does not start off the gate hungry as a dog, there are other players, James Harden, who's going to be healthy. I feel like Luka's going to be in there.
Yeah.
I feel like Bron is going to say, if it wasn't for my man busting his ankle, he was in the
Solomon Hill, bear down.
Bear down. Damn it, Solomon.
Damn it, Solomon.
Solomon-y. But
something tells me that Trey Young has 0 problems when it comes to pressure.
It's not pressure, though. Pressure from the outside is different than expectations of, oh shit, I'm making $50 million right now. I need to play this way every single night. And people are coming at his head.
Trey Young, their team was like, and again, everyone's going to give credit to Nate McMillan, but there was a reason why he wasn't an all-star this year. He was an all-star the year before, wasn't an all-star this past season because their team was dog shit in the beginning. And people were like, even when he made the all-star game, Channing, I remember you got some heat because it was like, his team is dog
worst
shit.
Team making an all-star game.
And he was like, but not even that. I think he was maybe a starter because it was a fan vote. And it was kind of just like, yo, like the coaches weren't going to vote Trey Young in. That's how you know whether or not if it's deserving. It's like coaches would not have voted a young player with those stats on those type of teams. They would not have probably voted him in a coach's vote.
Cannot be an all-star on the worst team in the NBA.
So the next year, their team was dog shit, and he wasn't an all-star because he wasn't voted in by the coaches. So it actually validated every fucking thing that you said. Every single thing that you said. Because the next year, it was like he wasn't.
Documented.
So the next point that I'm trying to make is that for him to continue to improve and grow and impact the game, the expectations, what he's shown he's capable of over long periods of time is 3 months. Now you have to do it over 9 months. And great players do it over multiple seasons, right? Like that's the evolution for great players like Trey Young.
Not to change the subject, but I am.
I was just going to show you.
Allie and Richard, I want to ask a question. What are your thoughts about the Bulls?
Ooh, I like
because the Bulls have talent, dude. Zach LaVine is a hooper, right? They got players, but what are they? Like, who are they?
I just love seeing the Bulls. I just love seeing, you know what I love?
I think the Bulls are going to be better. I think this is a very broad.
It can be worse.
It can't be.
I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I'm going to put them.
I think so too. I agree with Allie.
Richard,
I'm going to put them 7-8.
7-8. Okay, give me your 1 through 8. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Allie.
What?
Allie, what is your 1 through 8? Do you want me to tell you last year and then you tell me who's off?
Sure.
So Philly was 1, Brooklyn was 2, Milwaukee was 3, New York was 4, Atlanta was 5, Miami is 6, Boston, Washington, Indiana, Charlotte, Chicago, Toronto, Cleveland, Detroit, Cleveland, Orlando, Detroit. So Cleveland, Orlando, Detroit, they're going to be down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, did they get better? Probably where they're at.
Yeah.
Charlotte, okay.
Wait, is she answering the question? Wait, is she answering the question that you just gave?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
So your point, I have obviously Philly's going to be in there. Milwaukee's going to be in there. New York's going to be in there.
Brooklyn's
going to be in there. Atlanta, Miami's going to be in there.
Indiana, Charlotte.
Ooh.
Indiana was a playoff team. They were 4th before they got that bullshit.
No, I'm not.
They quit on them.
I'm saying
Indy, Charlotte Bulls, because isn't there a play-in, right?
That's 8. Yeah. That's
so are we counting play-in? That's cheating.
No, we ain't counting play-in. We're old school. So Chicago is 8.
Yeah, I'll put Chicago 8. I
that's
really
fair.
want to put them in like 7, but yeah.
So no Washington and no Boston.
I mean,
Boston doesn't make the playoffs.
Well,
no, I would have Boston at 7.
No, you didn't. You had Indiana and Charlotte.
No, I didn't. I actually said no Indiana. No, I had Boston.
Yeah,
I didn't say Boston, but I didn't have Indiana.
I think Chicago has more talent. Than Indiana. Does the talent translate? They're about to have their they fired the coach, right? So they're about to have their third coach in 3. Yeah, they got about to have their third coach in 3 years.
Indiana has the Dallas Mavericks.
I'm talking about Indiana.
And then I'll put Indy and Charlotte in your play-in spots. I'll put Indy and Charlotte in your play-in spots.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Okay, so hold on.
I think Chicago makes it.
Dallas Mavericks. Oh, sorry, his name eludes me. What was his name?
Who?
From the Dallas Mavericks, the coach.
Oh, Rick Carlisle.
So Rick Carlisle takes a lackluster Dallas Mavericks team, and they are 7th or 8th.
Channing.
You put him on a team with 2 All-Stars and very good players in the Eastern Conference, and you think they're going to be in a playoff in the play-in game?
Channing, listen, let me say this about Rick Carlisle. He is a great basketball coach.
But he's in their mess.
But let me say this about Rick Carlisle. You have to get to know him. It takes a while. Like in this, it took me even as a veteran, and I had Jamal Mosley, who's now the Orlando Magic head coach, who's my boy, he's our boy, right? I had him helping me. He's like, Richard, you can't get frustrated. Look, Rick has like the way he does things, and it's a little unconventional, but it's successful, and like you have to buy in. But you're like, I had never felt it done this way before. So you're just like kind of like frustrated a little bit. So I'm just saying, taking over a new young team, and they're going to have to learn that their coach does certain, like he has a sheet that he goes off of. It don't matter if you're cooking, if you miss 9 shots. When that shit on that sheet says that he's taking you out, he's taking you out. And that's something that like, look, he might have changed, in 7 years, but Rick's going to take a little bit of getting used to. And I think he's a great coach, but it's just going to take the young guys like some time.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with what I
trust you, Allie. I like it.
Okay. Allie, who's your MVP?
I didn't say Chicago was going to win the East. I
like Chicago.
Why are you
I like
yelling
it.
at me,
Isn't it good? Isn't
Allie?
it good to see Chicago look good? Like with the uniforms, they look like they got a respectable team in a
Okay,
Bulls
so wait.
uniform.
They got 3 All-Stars on the team. You should be fucking respectable.
Yeah, that's great. Like that's a loaded squad.
You got Vooch, DeRozan, Zach LaVine. You got Kobe White. You got Williams, the kid from Florida State.
Yeah.
You got what are you doing?
Alex Caruso.
AC Fresh.
Okay, where was I going to transition to? You made me
stop off.
What?
Can
Anthony Davis? Last question. Can Anthony Davis win MVP?
Ooh, does Anthony Davis, is that important to him? I don't think so.
I truly, I've heard him talk about defensive player of the year. I think that's where his focus is. And I wouldn't bet on it personally. As great as he is, like he's one of those guys that has the talent to have 2-3 MVPs, which is real. Like Anthony Davis has the physical ability and talent and uniqueness and intelligence and basketball IQ to have 2-3 MVPs, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he got drafted number 1, if you're like, this guy's going to win 3 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 3 MVPs, like 2 defensive player of the years, you'd be like, oh yeah, I can see that shit. I can see. You can
He's
see
added some pounds here in the offseason. He's put on some weight. There was a conversation because there's an expectation for him to play more center.
No, that's wrong. Like it's
It's
not like he's going against fucking Shaq. He should
stupid.
I'm not saying he put on weight to the point where he's Shaquille O'Neal, but I think we can all agree that in terms of him, when it comes to getting hit and taking the punches, he probably needed to add a little bit of bulk.
So wait a second.
He's going to continue to
play. So
play.
Who's the greatest player right now who plays basketball? I'll answer for you. Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant right now. Kevin Durant, I'm pretty sure, cannot bench 185 pounds still. Stop that. Why? That's awful for his body.
Are you telling me that if Kevin Durant doesn't play the center position, though?
It's different. The only
Kevin Durant doesn't have to guard. Sorry.
What center other than Jokic?
No,
you're not 290. What are you going to get 290? You can't guard that anyways.
But he's had some lower extremity issues.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not trying to say that he had to add weight.
It makes it worse, Allie. Yeah. If you get bigger, it makes it worse. When you're heavier, you should be your natural self. He's already so talented.
Oh, okay. You're yelling at Allie like she's her.
I love you, Allie. I'm sorry.
I was like, you were very passionate about this as a 7-foot man.
I know, because
every single time to this point that Anthony Davis would fall to the ground, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, he's so fragile. He's so like."
But I don't think.
But
personally, I think that has more to do with your lower body strength than your upper body strength in basketball. Allie, you play basketball. Your lower body strength is 70% of the strength that you should have in basketball. When you're talking about defense, like shifting, taking hits, all of that stuff has a lot to do with lower body. And he's had lower body extremity issues. So to Channing's point, to add weight to that, probably not the best idea. Unless the weight was that he was squatting, he was doing some stuff to really strengthen his lower half so that he could be more durable. But it's like, if your upper body's crumbling, we've seen little guys We've seen little guys like John Morant go chest to chest and take people's because they have that strength and that's just the way they are. Sometimes he gets hit, he crumbles. That's just the way he is and has been.
Allie, when you were setting those illegal screens at Toledo, it was all lower body. There was no upper body. You were up in there bowing in the whack, okay? We know you and your illegal
I could probably lift more than you. Easy.
Not
100% you could.
With that
you could
First of all,
lift
I have a
more than me.
Pilates body now. You know what I'm saying?
With that said, I said we were gonna do 30 minutes and I couldn't say we did it, and we're probably at 50.
Are we? What else? Dude, let's keep it going. We got 6 minutes.
No, we don't.
6 minutes.
No, I gotta go.
What you gotta do?
Nothing. Not look at your face.
Don't look at me then. Put it on speaker view and mute me.
Like
Oh.
the last episode.
What?
All right, I'm gonna give you one thing, and this is how we're gonna end it.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little game called Old School, New School, because you guys like to make comparisons. The most notably, Richard saying that Cade Cunningham was like that of Brandon Roy. People didn't like him.
Ooh.
So I'm
They're
gonna give
idiots.
you
They're
a new school
stupid.
player, which just basically means current NBA player, and you have to give me someone from the old school era that he is like.
Okay.
All right, and you can thank Channing for this one. Larry Nance Jr.
Ooh.
You can't.
Very skinny Boris Diaw.
What? What? What?
He's Boris
Stop.
Diaw. He's Boris Diaw. He can play the point. He's a point forward. He doesn't care if he misses a shot. He's like, well, I'm just gonna get 10 assists.
I think Larry Nance would be offended that you would give comparisons to him to someone who's
Boris
so
Diaw was an NBA
unathletic,
champion.
to some so unathletic is what I'm saying.
I
As
understand,
an athlete, like you can compare like a good skill set, but like you also have to reference that. You can be like, yo, they got the same skill set, but Larry Nance is way more athletic. You got to like give him some more love. Okay.
That wasn't even a question.
They'll just say Boris
I said
Diaw.
very skinny.
Boris
Diaw.
Diaw.
Like 2000 and 1999 Boris Diaw when he was a point guard for the Hawks.
2000 and 1999.
Yeah. Richard.
So who's the old
Skinny Boris Diaw.
You're gonna let him roll with that, Richard?
Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. I like, no, I understand what he's saying is a skill set. He can pass, he can do stuff. I don't
He
know,
defends
man.
centers. He runs your offense. He's a guy who can dunk, but will literally.
Is Jeff Green still old school?
Oh, poor Jeff, Uncle Jeff.
Uncle Jeffy cannot pass to save his life.
No, but Uncle Jeffy just got some money. Good, Uncle Jeffy, man.
He said he getting money.
One of the hardest things to do is when you're on a minimum contract and you take that at like their 13th, 14th year, whatever it is, to get off of that, right?
Yeah.
Like I had to win a championship to get off a minimum contract. Like you did, he had such a great season, and then Denver went and gave him a little bit of money, which is like, I mean, a lot of money, but it's just like they got him off the veteran minimum, and that's fucking hard to do.
Wait a minute, you won a championship, you got off the vet minimum, and then they traded you?
Yeah, that's why they traded me, because my salary cap number to keep me on the Cavs was going to cost them like $20 million or $12 million, and I was like, they were like, yeah, no, he's got to go.
Wait, why did they?
Because I wasn't making minimum. I retired, and then they signed me, and I wasn't on the minimum. So that means that against the tax, it hurt them a lot.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really upset when both of you all got traded. I've never.
Well, yeah,
were
awesome.
you more upset
We're
than me,
fun.
Allie, with a 9-month-old pregnant wife? No, I don't think so. And a broken appendix? No, you were not more upset than I was.
Yeah.
Yes, Channing, I went to my closet.
0-6 against Minnesota. I was wondering why I got so many fucking minutes. I was like, holy shit, I just got 30 minutes. Oh no. I said, damn, Channing, you played. Oh no. I said, baby, back it up.
Channing, that's a TikTok. That's a great TikTok there.
Oh my God, get off of TikTok.
When you come in, no, this is what you do, Channing. This is what you do. You make this space. You make the space of like you're like excited, like, yo, I just played 30 minutes tonight. And then you have this realization, it's like, but it's the trade deadline. Oh shit, they're trading me. Yeah, that should be hilarious. That's your first TikTok, Channing, right?
They were like, go ahead. I said, Go ahead.
Allie, you don't like my
Hey,
TikTok
this is
game?
it.
No, I actually have I have zero capacity to even think of your
Well,
TikTok.
follow Channing, get a TikTok and follow me. RJF24.
No. I'm doing a TikTok.
Yeah,
You
thank
get
you.
a TikTok.
Zach Lowe says, you're too old. With
Yes,
that said,
that's what makes it
kidding,
fun.
you better look out because Richard is creeping up on the IG followers.
I got to do better. I've been trying to stay in the present. I've been doing meditating more, and I'm less on Instagram.
I will be
tough.
able to get back to meditation once I pass you on Instagram.
All right.
It's just a sad, slow crawl.
I bet you this. Give me 2 weeks. I'm gonna be back up 3:15, 3:30.
Okay.
But you got a team of
This
people.
means Richard will not. This means
With my
Richard will not be
cats.
doing road tripping because he's gonna go focus on all of his social media game.
No.
100%.
Dude, I've been trying to post, and my wife goes, I go, hey babe, let's post this picture of or video of our dog and our cats. Jenny, nobody wants to see that shit. And I go, okay, cool. I'll keep it to myself. I'm gonna just send it to my friends. And they go, Channing, we don't want to see this shit. And I go, yeah, bro. You're probably right, Lauren. You're probably right. I don't got nothing I do that's fun. I've been watching TV.
I would
Take
disagree.
care of my children.
I would disagree. Your children are fun. All right, guys, that'll do it for this week. This edition of Road Trippin'. Shout out Camus. I know that's what you're drinking, Channing, right now. The Wagner family for always keeping us lit.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what you're drinking.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
Delicious.
forget anything before we dive in next week. Did we forget anything?
No, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad that you were blitzed today.
By the way, because no one knows that it's 2021 and everything is taken so serious, I do not have any alcohol in my system. I'm not blitzed. Just shout out to Dawson and Daisy.
No, edit that out.
There was
You are
nothing.
blitzed.
Yeah. Don't let him keep the illusion. But you weren't blitzed. It's not like you were slurring words.
No, I was just picking the Chicago Bulls market.
Yeah.
Snuggle Bulls. Nobody likes your pillow, Allie. Oh, I
Okay.
thought it said
so
joy to the little
rude.
drugs.
First of
I
all, that
thought it
is
said
so
joy
rude.
to the little drugs. I'm sorry, not the little things. I need better glasses.
That
God.
is so rude.
Rude. All right, fuck you, Allie. See ya.
All right. Bye.